Redwyne of The Arbour is one of the larger and more powerful noble houses sworn to House Tyrell of Highgarden. Their seat is the Arbor, an island located off the southwestern most part of Westeros, in the proximity of Old Town. The Redwynes are best known for making the best wine in Westeros. Wines such as an Arbor Red are sought after even in the most eastern parts of Essos, such as Slaver's Bay and beyond. The Redwynes control the Redwyne fleet, the largest fleet in Westeros by the time of the main books. But historically, the Redwyne fleet has been comparable in size as the fleets of House Velaryon before the Dance of the Dragons, and as well as some of the other larger Ironborn fleets. It typically contains about 200 warships, 5 times as many merchant carracks, winecogs, trading galleys, and whalers who trade up and down the narrow sea, as well as most major port cities in Essos. The sigil of House Redwyne is a burgundy grape cluster on blue, symbolising the famed wines of the Arbor, and as of A Dance with Dragons, the 5th book in the main series, the words are not yet known. By the time of the start of the main books, the current Lord of the Arbor is Paxter Redwyne, who is married to his cousin Mina Tyrell, the sister of his liege lord Mace Tyrell. Paxter's elderly aunt is Lady Olenna Redwyne, the Queen of Thorns, and is the mother of Mace and Mina Tyrell. It is said that House Redwyne claims descent from Gilbert of the Vines, one of the many children of the legendary Garth Greenhand. House Redwyne ruled as kings of the Arbor until their last monarch was lost at sea, allowing his cousin, King Mern III Gardener, to make the Isle a part of the Kingdom of the Reach. Historically, even before joining the Kingdom of the Reach, fleets from the Arbor would work with those of Old Town to protect the Reach from naval attacks during the coming of the Andals. The two would work together due to their mutual benefit of keeping the Redwyne Strait protected from the Andal invaders, but in more recent history, the Ironborn Reavers. It is said that Aegon the Conqueror and his elder sister, and later on his wife, Visenya Targaryen, may have spent some time hawking on the Arbor in their youth prior to Aegon's conquest. This would have occurred around the same time they visited Old Town. After the Targaryen conquest of Westeros, Visenya and Rhaenys Targaryen helped arrange for the eldest son of Lord Loren Lannister to marry a girl from House Redwyne, something which began a trend of the sons and daughters of House Redwyne marrying into the great houses of the Seven Kingdoms. With the Velaryon fleet still relatively small after Aegon conquered the Seven Kingdoms, it was the Redwyne fleet that aided Aegon in his invasion of the Iron Islands in 2 AC. During the reign of Maegor the Cruel, the Redwyne did eventually turn against Maegor in 48 AC. Maegor's successor, King Jaehaerys, named Lord Manfred Redwyne as Lord Admiral and Master of Ships in 50 AC. This was somewhat a controversial choice at the time, as traditionally, since Aegon's conquest, the role of Master of Ships was given to Lord of the Tides. As a result, Manfred had a rivalry with Daemon Velaryon. Manfred was the man who proposed the tourney for the completion of the Dragon Pit, and his sons Robert and Rickard distinguished themselves in that tournament in 55 AC. 3 years later, Manfred's youngest son, Ryan Redwyne, was crowned champion in a tourney at King's Landing on the anniversary of the king's coronation. Following the Shivers, the illness that ravaged the whole of Westeros in 59 AC, Sir Robert was appointed commander of the City Watch of King's Landing, and his younger brother Ryan joined the Kingsguard of Jaehaerys. In a tourney at Old Oak in 73 AC, Sir Rickard defeated Prince Baelon Targaryen, Jaehaerys' second son, who was disguised as the Mystery Knight. Rickard granted knighthood to the prince after he was unmasked. Ryan was also the champion at Old Town in 89 AC, and he was named co-champion with Sir Clement Crabbe in King's Landing in 98 AC. Sir Ryan, by then Lord Commander of the Kingsguard, was named Hand of the King as well, after the death of Septon Bath in 98 AC, but the legendary knight was poorly suited for this position, and eventually replaced. During the Dance of the Dragons, the Arbor declared for King Aegon II and the Greens. Not surprising, given their close connection to Old Town and thus House Hightower, the house of Aegon's mother, Alicent, and Aegon's hand and grandfather, Otto. Years later, after the Dance of the Dragons was finished, a Lord Redwyne was part of the group who helped escort the High Septon to the capital for the coronation and wedding of King Aegon III. During the regency period of Aegon III, House Redwyne were married into House Hightower many times, and Martin Hightower served as Lord Redwyne's squire at the Arbor. The second son of Lord Unwin Peake, the infamous Hand of the King to Aegon III during the regency, squired for Lord Redwyne before drowning in a sailing accident. Patricia Redwyne was also in attendance at the Maiden Days cattle show in 133 AC to help find a wife for King Aegon III. Being one of hundreds of girls, it is not surprising she was not selected. During Lord Alan Velaryon's wars with the Ironborn, Lord Redwyne promised Alan, the Lord of the Tides, 30 war galleys from the Redwyne fleet, when he sailed to confront Dalton Greyjoy, Lord of the Iron Islands. Alan eventually departed for the Westerlands after waiting at Old Town for the Redwyne fleet for some time. The Velaryon fleet later met the Arbor's ships while returning south after the death of Dalton Greyjoy, and Lord Redwyne briefly hosted Alan Oakenfist of the Arbor before he carried on to Dorne in the later years of the reign of the Mad King Aerys Targaryen, in the build-up to Robert Baratheon's rebellion. Bethany Redwyne was to marry Sir Brendan Tully, but he refused the match, and so she was wed to Lord Mathis Rowan instead. On the journey to Castle Rock for the brokerage of their marriage, Prince Oberyn Martell and Princess Elia Martell spent some time at the Arbor. Later, during Robert's rebellion, Paxter Redwyne joined his cousin and good brother Mace Tyrell in staying loyal to King Aerys Targaryen. His main contribution to the war was the naval blockade of Storm's End during Mance Tyrell's siege of the castle, ferrying men across the Blackwater Bay and blocking Shipbaker Bay.